Chip and Dale, the cheeky chipmunks, awoke from the long winter sleep. Feeling their tummies rumbling, it was time for a snack. They scampered eagerly down the tree, their tiny paws skidding on the bark, and scrabbled away the twigs and dry leaves covering the entrance to their secret stash of nuts. Chip's nose twitched. Something didn't smell right. "Hey!" gasped Chip, his eyes growing wide as he peered into the hole. "There are only a few nuts left. Have you been taking them?" Dale, who was just as shocked, puffed out his cheeks in indignation. "No," he squealed crossly. "Have you?" "Never," squeaked Chip, shaking his head. The two chipmunks stared at each other for a long moment, then gasped in unison. "Then there is a naughty nut stealer about." "They CHORUSED.com," Chip crossed his arms. "We must catch the thief before we starve." Dale nodded solemnly. "Let's keep watch tonight. We'll hide in the bushes and pounce the moment the thief arrives." With their plans set, the two chipmunks spent the rest of the day trying to distract themselves from their growling stomachs. They foraged a little, finding only a few dry berries and a couple of shriveled acorns, but it wasn't enough. The missing nuts haunted their thoughts. As the sun dipped below the trees and darkness crept into the forest, Chip and Dale crouched behind a bush near their stash. Their ears twitched, their tails flicked, and their eyes darted around nervously. They were determined to stay awake, no matter what. But midnight crept closer, and the stillness of the night wrapped around them like a warm blanket. The occasional hoot of an owl or the rustling of leaves made their eyelids droop. Chip gave a loud yawn. Dale rubbed his eyes. "I'm not sleepy," Dale murmured, though his head kept drooping. "Me neither," Chip mumbled, blinking hard. The two tried their best, but eventually they gave in. First, Dale's head bobbed down. Then Chip slumped against his friend, and before long, both chipmunks were snoring softly. As they slept, Chip dreamed of nibbling on the tastiest, crunchiest nuts he'd ever eaten. In his dream, he picked up a big, juicy hazelnut, cracked it open, and munched happily. Dale was having the same dream. He imagined stuffing his cheeks with delicious pecans and almonds, savoring their rich, buttery taste. But suddenly, their dream was interrupted by a loud hoot. "Towit-too-hoo!" Chip and Dale jolted awake. Their fur stood on end as they scrambled to their feet, looking around in confusion. What's happening?" Chip stammered. Dale rubbed his eyes. "Did we catch the thief?" The wise old owl who lived in the tree was perched on a low branch, looking down at them with amusement. His large, round eyes twinkled in the moonlight. "Now you know who stole your nuts?" he chuckled. Chip and Dale looked around. Their secret stash was empty. Not a single nut remained. Even stranger, they were no longer curled up in their cozy tree hole. Instead, they were sitting on the ground beside their now empty storage, each holding a nut shell. Chip's mouth fell open. "Bee-butt! What happened?" Dale blinked in confusion. "Did the thief drop these shells?" The owl chuckled again. "Oh no, my little friends. You see, you are the nut thieves." Chip and Dale gasped. "Us? Yes, indeed," hooted the owl. "You often walk in your sleep. I have watched you many nights. You climb down from your tree, come straight to your stash, and eat your nuts without even knowing it. But your eyes are shut, and you were fast asleep. The chipmunk's jaws dropped. We ate our own nuts, Chip squeaked, in our sleep. Dale added, his cheeks turning red. The owl nodded. That's correct. I wanted to warn you sooner, but it was quite amusing to watch. For a moment, Chip and Dale just sat there in stunned silence. Then, suddenly, they both burst into giggles. Chip rolled onto his back, clutching his belly. Oh, this is too funny. We thought there was a sneaky nut thief, but it was just us all along. Dale finished, laughing so hard he tumbled over. They all chuckled again. Yes, but I suggest you find a better hiding place next time. One that even you won't find when you're sleepwalking. Chip wiped a tear of laughter from his eye. Good idea, Mr. Owl. Dale nodded, still giggling. We must ask you to hide our nuts next time. Then we won't know where to find them if we go sleepwalking. The owl hooted with amusement. That might not be such a bad plan. From then on, Chip and Dale made sure to store their nuts in different spots, never in the same place twice. They even asked Mr. Owl to help hide their most precious collections. And true to his word, the wise old owl always made sure to stash their nuts in the safest and most unexpected places. Sometimes it took the chipmunks days to find their own food, but at least this way, they wouldn't eat everything in their sleep. And so, Chip and Dale continue their mischievous adventures in the forest, always laughing, always playing, and always keeping an extra close watch on their midnight snacks.